Hello and welcome to Research Methods this summer. How exciting! We've just spent the whole semester in the spring learning about the fun of math. And I know you're all really excited about that and statistics. And now, here we are. For some of you, this is your last class. We have some graduating people here. This is awesome. So, let's get started. So what I want to do and what I'm going to be doing this semester is each week I'm going to be posting these videos describing what the expectations are for each week, just like I was doing in the other class. So I'll be doing that again. This week we're going to go over the course, and there's some changes that I've made and some expectations that I have for you in this particular class. And kind of from the get-go, we're sort of running two classes at the same time. You're running the regular chapter by chapter course as you make your way through the chapters, and I've rearranged them some. In the next edition I'm actually going to rearrange chapters, but you're making your way through the content of the class. At the same time, you're putting together your research project. Sometimes you're going to be a little ahead, a little bit behind. I've tried to organize the content so we talk about the next expectation in your research, and then the next week is when that research project is ready to go. I also redesigned the entire research project. I think it's going to be a little bit smoother than it has been, even though it's been very smooth, but a little bit more guidance for you on how to write the final paper. And so let's take a look at Brightspace to see what's in there, see the expectations of the class, and I can kind of go over the expectations of the research project in some detail. So this is what you see when you come in. Of course, this is where you're watching the video. I haven't posted it yet. But as with all of my classes, you head up here to content, and here you have the overview and the syllabus here. Here's the course itself, information here. I'll get to this in just a little bit because that's an important part right there. We have information about me. We have the syllabus. And down here, we have, I hope I did this right. Yep. So we have the discussions worth 30%, chapter quizzes are 15, chapter assignments are 15, and the individual research project all together is worth 40%. Okay? There's going to be 7 assignments associated with that. We'll get to that in just a bit. Now, if you go up here, again, just like in stats, I have my course book. You can get it in PDF, Apple Books, or Amazon Print. It's also available in the KVCC store. However, right there, I've revised the special assignments. The course book has a whole section on the research project. I want you to ignore it. I have a new one for you. I've created a new one, and it's in this document right here, and we're actually going to take a look at it in just a little bit. We'll come back to that. What I want you to look at for now, let me get to it here, is the course timeline. As with statistics, we have all this information here going down, and then we have each week we have the chapter. So chapter 1, psychological research, there's a discussion, quiz, and an assignment. Chapter 2, the discussion and quiz on ethics. And right there, there's your first special assignment. Right there, that's where you're going to submit it. And then 3, variables in measurement. And look, see here, if you can see, like we're talking about ethical guidelines here. And then the next week is when your ethics and informed consent special assignment is done. So you have a couple weeks to put these together each time. So we're talking about variables, and then the next week is your variables special assignment. Making our way, and then once we're here, this is going to be a big period of time here without any special assignments, because you're going to be conducting your study all the way down to when you're ready to submit your draft. And then here's the final submissions for your paper and the infographic, which we'll get into. And even a week there, a couple weeks here too of just writing. We are going to have a collective Zoom meeting when people are ready to do their statistics. In fact, we're going to do them together. So when we're ready to apply the statistics, I would like to do that as a group. if possible, or we'll meet online. Maybe we'll meet face to face. Maybe we'll have a special day. We'll get together, we'll order pizza, and just do everybody's statistics that day. That would actually be really fun. So we'll work on that during the semester. But as you can see, you're making your way through the course. So this week we're looking at Chapter 1 about psychological research. The Chapter 1 discussion is, I'm asking you to look at barriers to developing scientific thinking and attitude. What barriers are the real life barriers? These are not like personal barriers. They're like sometimes it's tough to take that perspective and go through the rigmarole of the scientific way. And so I want to have a discussion about that. Chapter 1 quiz, I ask you, what is the purpose of the literature review? What's the difference between naturalistic observation and the other methods? There's 2 questions in that quiz. And then finally, a little fun assignment that has to do with pseudoscience. And I introduce you to a really cool resource called Quackwatch, which is I actually subscribe to it. So I get an email every once in a while that talks about all the crazy things that people are trying to sell on television and all the diet pills and, all that. I want you to go on to Quackwatch, find a topic that interests you, and you're going to be doing a review and reflection of the material on there. It's a website dedicated to slamming false science. And so it's just a really, really fun assignment to engage in. Now, I mentioned there's discussions, and we have a very small course. There's not many people in this class, and that's perfectly fine. So here's what we're going to do for the discussions. Is I want you to reply. Of course, you're posting to my prompt. You're answering the question or doing, in this case, you're telling me what you're identifying barriers to developing a scientific attitude. I want each of you to reply to at least one other person. Do more than that, but I will be grading just for one. However, we're going to get a lot more out of it if we are interacting. So I may be participating a bit more. So the little qualifier I'm going to give there is if I go in and I ask you a question, you got to answer it. You got to reply to that. So let's keep that discussion kind of going. I won't always do that, but I want you to be on guard for going in there and spending at least a few days during the week participating in that discussion part. Then you have the quizzes and the assignments, and then of course you have your research project. So let's talk about the research project because that's going to be the thing foremost on your mind, I would imagine. So I'm going to go back here to the overview and syllabus and down here to the course book. So you downloaded the course book, but then there's this piece right here, revised special assignment. This is a PDF. It's the only version that it's in. I click it, and here we go. It loads, and this is the new special assignments. So we're going to go through this a little bit. And come down here is the some just basic information here. Notice this is going to be mastery approach. Read that. What mastery grading is if you're going to submit something and I'm going to grade it, and if there's things that absolutely need to be changed, you're going to get a 0. Not a partial grade. We're looking for perfection. You're going to understand this when I tell you how this assignment is going to work. We're looking for perfection at the end. So the expectations in the first assignment, we're going to, make those. I will give you the feedback. I will write all over your document. I'll send you feedback through the rubric, whatever, but you still score a 0. That means you have to do it again and fix all those mistakes. And I'll be going in and revising and stuff like this. And in a moment, you're going to see how this is going to be kind of cool. Okay? So then we go down to an outline of the 7 assignments. There's a review of the proposal that you submitted in statistics, ethics and informed consent, defining your variables, your hypotheses, your sampling plan and method, your paper submission, and then infographic submission. So let's look at this first assignment, which is due in a couple weeks here. In this first assignment, I'm going to be asking you to revise the document that you have from statistics. We're going to move from proposal, meaning focusing mostly on the content of that other research project, to focusing on your particular way that you're going to go about doing that research. So as we go through here, there's the instructions here, and then we get to the criteria for success, and I want you to pay really close attention here. Look at all the detail I have on the title page. That's worth 25% of the grade on this particular assignment. And then there's nothing in the abstract part. You're going to have this, they're going to have a page called abstract, but you're not going to put anything on it. Then you're going to do you're going to do an introduction and change it in these ways. That's worth 25%. Then you're going to do a brief literature review. That's 25%. And then your hypotheses, methodology, results, discussion, those are all not done yet. Those, you'll have the headings, hypotheses, methodology, results, and discussion, but you won't put anything in them. And then you're going to have your references. We're going to be making sure that reference and any reference that you use over here is in APA format. No appendix for now, and the APA and mechanics always count. So this assignment comes in, and I'm going to be looking at the title page. I'm going to be looking at your introduction, your lit review, and your references. That's where the grade's going to come from for this assignment. When you're getting ready for the next assignment, you're going to recognize in this document that the rubric is the same every time. The title page, it's going to have these things. It's going to have title page, abstract, introduction, brief literature review, hypothesis, methodology, results, discussion, references, appendix, APA mechanics. Everyone is the same, but each assignment is going to have the points focusing on different areas of that paper. It's all one paper. So you're going to do this first assignment, and you're going to get that perfect. And then you're going to copy it and make assignment 2, and you're going to add the things for assignment 2. Then you're going to copy that. And then you're going to add these for assignment 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 is the last one for the paper. The last 7 is the infographic. So you're going to be editing that same document. Keep copies of what you submitted for assignment 1, assignment 2, assignment 3, assignment 4. But essentially you are going to be editing the same document as it becomes more and more perfect. So right now we're taking care of the title page. You're done the title page for the final assignment. Once that's done, you're going to be continuing to submit that paper with the title page, but the title page is already being graded. So you won't have to edit that at the end. I will be continually looking at the whole paper for APA, for any ideas that come to me. So I can ask you to change things that might have been already graded if I miss them and I just pick up on them later. But for the most part, each assignment is going to have you edit that same document and just bring it closer and closer and closer to the final product. So it's most starkly, we can see that here in this first version of this. We have the title page. We're addressing the title page, introduction, the lit review, and your references. In this next assignment, we're only going to be focusing on the appendix. Look, everything is 0. I'm not going to be grading any of these parts. Only the appendix, you're going to add your written informed consent document that contains all that information. When we come to defining variables, you'll see that there's changes in the hypothesis section, changes in the methodology section. I'm asking you to do some things in terms of explaining what statistics you're going to use, then making sure that your references are up to date, and then copies of all your instruments going into the appendix. So you see, you're taking that same document and just making it richer and richer as you go along. So one document that you're revising for each one of these 6 assignments, and then there's an infographic that you're going to be doing after we'll get into that, but it's a substitute for the poster presentation that would normally come along with this. It's a publishable graphical representation of your work. So that's how the special assignment's going to go. So I think this is pretty neat how it's come together, and I'm anxious to see how it works with you and how you feel about doing this as we make our way through the course. So this week, as I said, we have chapter 1 that's going on. Start working on the first assignment here for your special assignments, revising that original document that you have from statistics. You can submit that anytime. Class decides. I can grade them as I go. You don't go on to the next one until you have a 100 on the previous one. So you have to get the 100 first, and then you move on to the second one. And so, but we should have plenty of time to get through this material. I'm available by email. I can Zoom with you. I can meet you face to face. Maybe we can organize a get together. If we want to, have a brainstorming session about something, or maybe when we create the actual surveys and whatnot, because I'll be helping you with that part. And so it's exciting. So I hope you're excited about this too. This is we're here in week 1. Welcome, and that's it. So I will sign off for now. Have a great day. Be well, and I will see you next time.